What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of Dynamite, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Hulk Hogan preparing for a comeback with a possible match at WrestleMania, Hogan is a fan of AEW, an update on WWE talent cuts, why Triple H appeared on Raw, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. Now, as always, we won't recap the matches, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number 1, the Sabu surprise. AEW loves surprises, and this was seen again on Dynamite when ECW original Sabu ran in to let the Jericho Appreciation Society know that Adam Cole wasn't outnumbered. Now, you never know who will show up in AEW, and that's exactly the sentiment AEW wants to instill in fans, so they tune in every week. Number 2, Cole's challenge. And not every wrestler who excels as a heel can do the same as a babyface, a challenge Adam Cole finds himself facing in AEW after healing things up. So far, Cole seems to be doing well, ditching the arrogant attitude that made him work so well as a heel, but showing courage and resolve in the face of a hellacious heel who's done him wrong. Cole surprised the JAS by having hardcore legend Sabu run in to back him up, showing Cole is a babyface, but he's no dummy. Too often, heels turn babyface, losing the edge that makes them so dangerous and acting like they've forgotten all the tricks that made them dangerous. Not so with Cole, and hopefully this will continue when he squares off against Jericho at Double or Nothing. Number 3, Wardlow talks. It's good to see that Arn Anderson's presence is helping Wardlow on the mic. The TNT champion cut a strong promo on Christian, showing intensity and menace before Arn Anderson came in to apply the icing to the cake, including a lawyer-friendly nod to the Four Horsemen. Number 4, good build-up for pay-per-view. AEW continued the build for Double or Nothing with a formulaic yet highly effective combination of interviews, physicality, and confrontations to forward the various matches at Sunday's show. Sometimes less is more, and Dynamite didn't get carried away with unnecessary hot-shotting, and that the lead-in show couldn't be bigger than the pay-per-view. Number 5, solid tag team main event. The Lucha Brothers vs Wheeler Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli match was all about the feud between the Blackpool Combat Club and the Elite, despite it being a title match for the Lucha Brothers Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship. Nonetheless, the match itself was exciting, with the Lucha Brothers looking sharp as ever, and Yuta and Castagnoli showing signs a tag team title isn't far off in their future. And is MJF's luck running out? Wrestling championships, especially world titles, are often based on the illusion of change, the idea that a champion's luck has finally run out and he or she is about to lose the belt. While this concept can be overplayed, something obvious with WWE's booking of Reigns, MJF's reign hasn't been long enough where fans are tired of it, which is why it's vital to make him look vulnerable. AEW has done a terrific job with the current title challenge involving AEW's 4 pillars, as any one of them seem to have the credentials to emerge with the AEW World Championship. But that was the good. What about the bad? It's number 1, House of Confusion. The House of Black are a fantastic faction, but why are they incorporating whack rules for their matches that are often confusing fans? Worse, why does AEW feel the need to incorporate ludicrous lighting for their bouts that evoke bad memories from WrestleMania 33 when the WWE projected creepy images on the ring during the Wyatt vs Orton match? Just let the House of Black do what they do best: destroy opponents. Number 2, a bad use of a tag team star. Did AEW need to job Aussie Open member Kyle Fletcher to Orange Cassidy? They announced that Aussie Open, Kyle Fletcher, and Mark Davis are all elite following last night's show. Thus, it wasn't the smartest move feeding Fletcher to the international champion, even if Fletcher looked dominant in the match. It's not the first time AEW has used tag team stars in single matches to put over a champion, but it's a bad move when the team is just entering the promotion. And Daniel Garcia jobs again. Is former Ring of Honor Pure Champion Daniel Garcia now the JAS official's job guy when AEW needs to put one of Chris Jericho's opponents over? That was nothing downright ugly. AEW seemed to take the approach that it's done all the heavy lifting when it comes to promoting Double or Nothing, so it didn't need any major angles to hype the show further. AEW certainly didn't skip the hype for Sunday's show, but it avoided hot-shotting a few last-minute buys. What do you guys think of Dynamite last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. CM Punk is scheduled for AEW Collision. Top of today's news is the latest on the situation between Punk and AEW, with fans continuing to wonder whether Punk is going to return to AEW for its Collision show. First, Tony Khan announced his Collision venue. Last night's Dynamite provided a clue about whether Punk is all elite. AEW President Tony Khan announced that Collision's debut episode is taking place in Chicago, and while Khan didn't mention Punk, having the show in Punk's hometown is further proof the former AEW World Champion return is imminent. Prior to Khan's announcement, PW Insider reported on the latest about whether Punk and AEW management are at odds. In regards to rumors and reports that there were issues between the two sides this week, we're told those were greatly overblown. The two sides have been speaking regularly since the blow-up that led to Punk being pulled from the initial Collision announcement last week. It's difficult to believe that things were overblown after AEW pulled Punk from its promotional material for Collision, and reports came in suggesting Warner Bros. Discovery was doing damage control by making no promises about Punk's involvement in Collision. Like many fans, we're hopeful things will work out with Punk's return, but based on the backstage drama and online drama from last year, we're skeptical that things will work out. Next up, AEW Signs Ace Steel. Now there's another reason to believe Punk and AEW are on the same page. According to Dave Meltzer, AEW signed Punk's friend Ace Steel to return to the company. Meltzer mentioned on the Wrestling Observer Radio that Steel will work from home and that he's been signed for many weeks. Next up, Hulk Hogan is preparing for a wrestling comeback. Is Hall of Famer Hulk Hogan returning to the ring for one last match? During a chat with the MMA's Ariel Helwani, Hogan recalls Shane McMahon calling him up for a possible match at WrestleMania 39. Shane McMahon called me. He goes, "You got one more in you, old man?" I said, "Take it easy with the old man stuff, brother. What do you want to do?" He goes, "All you gotta do is stand in the middle of the ring and I'll come to you." I said, "Well, right now my back needs a little more work, but that's something we can talk about next year." Shane McMahon worked at WrestleMania 39, battling The Miz for about 5 seconds before Shane O'Mac tore his quad, leading to Snoop Dogg having to take over for him. Could the Hulkster return? Well, he told Helwani, "I've always wanted to have a retirement match, but right now I'm not moving around the way I should be. So I'm gonna keep working, keep training, and keep doing rehab and see where I'm at about 6 months from now. All I found out in the wrestling business, brother, is that you never say never." Hogan also teased on the MMA Hour that he'd be willing to wrestle Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 40. Would you guys like to see that match? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, the Hulkster recalls his racist comments. During his interview, Hogan also recalled the racist comments that he made that surfaced in 2015, comments that led to WWE temporarily cutting ties with him and removing him from its Hall of Fame. Hogan told Helwani that the comments were a speed bump and that those comments didn't reflect the person he is. He elaborated on the real challenge he faced around this time. It was a tough time, but the main thing that really got me were the surgeries over the last 10 years. That was the thing that was in question. When you come out of back surgery and someone tells you you're never going to walk again, that will really screw up your head. The rest of this stuff, and I had a bunch of people on my side, I had a huge support system. People that knew me stuck with me, and it's just been amazing to see how fans have stayed with me. Next up, Hogan is a fan of AEW. While the Hulkster claims that WWE is interested in bringing him back, that hasn't stopped him from praising All Elite Wrestling. He told Helwani he still keeps up with the current day product. Here's Hogan's take on AEW. "I was talking to somebody and it equated to NASCAR drivers. You need seat time. You need to spend time in that seat until you start winning championships. It's almost like AEW is on track. They're kind of like the little engine that could, and they're on track. I just think they need more seat time. They just need to be around a little bit longer to be really competitive where they can go head to head on Monday nights or something like that. They're moving forward quite quickly. They're doing a great job over there." Although Khan has banned the Hulkster from attending any AEW events, that hasn't affected his appreciation for the show. Next up, an update on WWE cuts. Is the WWE making cuts to its talent roster? While WWE CEO Nick Khan has said he expects at least $50 million worth of cuts as the WWE Endeavor merger progresses, he's repeatedly said that there will be no talent cuts. Fightful Select is reporting that Khan made it clear to insiders that no cuts will be made around WrestleMania. Rumors have circulated about potential cuts this summer, but Fightful Select claims there's no evidence to support these rumors. Next up, the real reason why Triple H appeared on Raw. There's more news coming in on Triple H's appearance on Raw, where he tried to get Cody Rhodes to have his injured arm evaluated. While Cody refused, arguing he was going to Night of Champions to beat Lesnar, the segment made Rhodes look strong, and some pundits believe Triple H gave Cody the rub by having him interact with him. According to Fightful Select, the game appeared because the WWE wanted someone big putting over Cody Rhodes. Do you think Triple H did a good job putting Cody over? Let us know in the comments down below. And finally, a major star competing in the Money in the Bank match. Speaking of Cody, WRKD Wrestling has an interesting report concerning Cody in this year's Money in the Bank PLE. Nearly winning it 10 years ago back in 2013, Cody Rhodes is expected to return as a competitor in the Money in the Bank match this year in London, England. as no word on whether Cody is booked to win. What do you guys think of these news stories? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.